For the water.
That's what's up.
All right, let's top it up. Shalom, DC, with the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible. And the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews, and that our oppressors is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We're not affiliated with any other Christian group or Israelite camp out there, group out there. We're 1 West, home of the truth. Truth is with 1 West, and that's it. You can tell that the truth only lies with 1 West by the fruits that we bear. You don't believe us? Just look at our work. Look at the fruit that we've that the school has produced. When I say look at the fruit, I'm talking about how many brothers we done got up out of prison, how many sisters that we got off the pole. You know what I'm saying? How many brothers and sisters that we done got up off the corners and crack houses of America and the favelas and in the Caribbean and South and Central America. You know what I'm saying? Look at what we have done. When sisters think that there is no other choice, that they must have an abortion, we tell them no, do not have that abortion. Give that baby to us, and we'll take them and we'll raise them. You know what I'm saying? Murder is not an option. It has never been an option. You know, so that is the proof. That is a proof that 1 West is the home of the truth. Now you look at some of these other places, and what do they have? They have death. They have murder. They have rape. They have a temp murder. You know what I'm saying? They have homosexuality all up and down all these other organizations. They have rape. You know what I'm saying? They have child molestation. That's what goes on when the truth is not actually there. You know what I'm saying? When that's what goes on when we are attached to this stinking kingdom. When the Most High tells us we need to separate. Salaka, just give me 1 second. All right. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. One second, I'm just going over here. It was a brother by the name of Tory Bolton says he's seen some Israelites on the corner of Capitol Heights in Maryland. I was surprised. You never seen them down there. He said, I was like, look at my Israelite brothers and sisters spreading the truth. Well, if you seen some brothers and sisters out there, that 100% that wasn't us. 100% that was not the I.S.U.P.K. If you seen sisters out there, that was never the case. That's never the case. You know what I'm saying? When according to the scripture, women aren't going out to wars. And that's exactly what we do. We go out to war to save our people, to raise our people up from the dry bones. You know what I'm saying? This is an absolute war zone. We do not take our women out there. That is 100% not us. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say 1 West is home of the truth. Why? Because I can prove it in the scriptures that say that Israel doesn't take their woman out to war. We don't have our women out there when we're in battle, when we're going to war. That is not an Israelite custom. And that's what makes it so dangerous. And it is a reason why we say we are not affiliated with anybody else, because you see that and you automatically think that we're all in this together. No, we are not. It's like I brought up earlier at the beginning, at the top of the class. Look at our fruit and then look at their fruit. We keep our people safe. You know what I'm saying? We keep our women safe. We don't have them out there in the streets in the midst of battle. You got some? And they had their chillings out there too. See, you know what I'm saying? No. There's a an actual war going on right now in Ukraine, you think that they are actually going to send the Russians, you know what I'm saying? The Russians and the Ukrainians, basically family business. You think that they would actually send their children out there with them as they parachute down, you know, sniping these Ukrainians? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that's what they're doing? You think that's a proper environment for your children? I don't even really like letting my son watch realistic violent stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, Batman, Superman is not realistic. But John Wick, I ain't letting him watch John Wick. You get what I'm saying? I even like letting him, exposing him to that type of stuff when his mind can't even comprehend what's going on. You know what I mean? So why in the world would you allow your wife and your kids? How can you properly protect them when you have them out there in the midst of battle?
It's like a concert. That's a Ishmaelite trait, the wild man. You know, he would have his woman, you know, walk out there with a bomb strapped onto her. He would have his child pick up the AK or the rocket launcher and get themselves blown up. It's shown in all these movies too. Like the kids will go out and shoot something, have strap a bomb to a kid. That is not our custom. We protect our women and our children. We will never put them in harm's way, any danger. That's the wild man.
That you know what? That is 100% absolutely true. How could I forget? You know what I'm saying? I know people who was over there and have dealt with Ishmael, the so-called Arabs, and have dealt with the wars over there, and they, when they came back, they told me of some of the things that went on there. You know what I'm saying? You would think in the quote unquote American ideals, or in the like the rules of engagement, the international like kind of rules of engagement, there's certain things that even though all is the saying is saying all is fair in love and war, but not everybody follows, you know, the rules. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that internationally that you don't do, like spread gas, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But what they do is they look for the things that we won't do, or not we. They look for the things that America portrays that they won't do. And then they exploit that weakness. And what they do is they send their kids, they send children up to Ham does that too. Ham does that too. They send their kids out there to go in and commit murder. And it's so bad. Just like you said, man, they are wild men. What they do is they'll take a family and they'll either kidnap the family and tell the husband, the man, or the woman, and say, you're going to go up there and you're going to just run up to this convoy, run up to this this checkpoint, and do not stop. If you stop, I'm going to, you know, put a drill through your child's head, one at a time. I'm going to kill your family if you do that. And what they won't necessarily have her strapped with a weapon or a bomb or anything like that. The idea is to get them to do that so that they can see what the reaction is going to be. Not psychological warfare. They want to see how far that person that's running up to them would get. Would they put them down? Would they stop them? Would they allow them to allow that person to come up to them, so that the next time that it happens, they know that they can get maybe 50 feet away. So then now they have to have a bomb that's big enough to take out more than 50 feet.
Like a test run.
Exactly a test run. That's how Ishmael operates. You know what I'm saying? But we don't operate like that. We don't put our kids, our family in harm's way. For what? The same thing, the way that technology is abundant here in this place. You can have a phone, you can have a camera, you can live stream it and see what's going on and at the battle without actually having to be there. So why in the world are you going to put your family at risk like that? Why in the world would you do something like that? You know what I'm saying? What we're going to get into tonight, and this just comes exactly what I'm talking about how we need to separate from our oppressor. Why? Because we start if we don't separate from our oppressor, we start doing the same dumb crap that our oppressors do. We start taking our family out, to war, to battle, or start a war. You know what I'm saying? Start a war or battle with our family right then and there. We have no self-control. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place for everything. If a battle comes to you and you with your family, the battles come to you. You know what I'm saying? You have no choice but to fight that battle. But if you're going out there seeking wars, seeking fights, you know what I'm saying, agitating other people, and you have your family there, what the hell are you doing? Your job is to protect your family. And if the idea of de-escalating the situation so that your family can be safe, because you have no idea what in the hell is going on with that other person. You know what I'm saying? Someone cuts you off, or someone took your parking spot, so you're going to start, barking and beefing at them with your family right here in the car, or you with your family. You don't know what in the world is going on with that other person. All right, someone cut you off. All right, so what? So what? So someone took that spot that you've been waiting for. You thought you was entitled to. So what? So what? Get another spot. Is it worth having a confrontation, putting your family at risk? Is that really worth it? It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? And we live in a society where you have to stand your ground. There was a sister in Florida. You know what I'm talking about, right? I forget her. Salaki, I forget her name. See if you can get her name. There's a sister in Florida where the law is stand your ground. Unfortunately, these laws are not made for us. These laws are made for every other heathen nation to stand their ground against Israel. It's made for them. Now, this sister followed the law, the process and the procedures in order for her to protect herself, right? And her kids. The story was her estranged husband was beating on her, right? She got a restraining. She went to the police and told them about it. She got a restraining order, you know what I'm saying? So she went to the authorities. I'm not sure what they did because he was out doing, still terrorizing her. Got a restraining order against the dude. He didn't obey the restraining order. She got a weapon to protect herself. And when she got a weapon to protect herself, he confronted her once again. Once again, he confronted her. And I want to say she shot a warning shot off first, telling him, hey, this gun is loaded. I'm going to use it if you do not get out of here. You've already beat me on multiple occasions. You're scaring me. You need to leave. She shot a warning shot. He didn't obey. And I want to say she killed him.
No, so she did not kill him.
Okay, so she shot him.
If I may, sir. Her name is Marissa Alexander.
Okay.
All right. This is an article from the New York Times. Florida woman whose stand your ground defense was rejected is released. She was released The third paragraph in the article. Miss Alexander, 36, spent almost a half a dozen years either locked in prison or confined to her house after she was convicted of aggravated assault charges.
Convicted of aggravated assault. And her how in the world could she have been convicted of aggravated assault when this man was whooping on her, beating on her? Her husband was beating on her. She went to the police and she got a restrict. And if you don't know, to get a restraining order on someone, you have to go to the police. The police is the one that handles the restraining order, that whole process. Why wasn't he in jail for aggravated assault? Why wasn't he in jail for domestic abuse, domestic violence? Why wasn't he put someplace so that he can cool his ass off? Why did it have to come to a woman have to protect herself? The police was supposed to be there to protect and serve. Am I right? That's what we're supposed to call the police for, right? How come when she did call the police, they were telling her basically there's nothing that we can do? Why was he still out after he was beating on her? And when she had no other place to go, Salakia, she did have some place to go. The men of the I.S.U.P.K. And this is another reason why paying your tithes to Commanding General Yahanna. This is another reason why coming to class so that you can learn, so that you can, when it comes camp time, that you can actually go out and fight against the principalities that are out there, so that we can get word to our brothers and sisters that there is a safe haven. You don't have to be live in fear and have put yourself in a situation like this. She felt she had no place to go, so she turned to the only thing that she thought that would keep her safe, and that was a firearm. And when he came there again, just like he said he would, just like she knew he would, she defended herself. And because she defended herself, she was what? She was locked up for what?
6 years.
6 years.
And sir, it was she fired a warning shot. She didn't even shoot him. So he beat her. She still didn't even harm him in any way. And she got 6 years.
6 years for aggravated assault. Are you serious? Are you serious? Who got that devil that killed Trayvon Martin? So that was George Zimmerman. He got off for standing his ground. Why? How did he get off for standing his ground when he was told to stop following Trayvon Martin? He was told that he was following him. Trayvon Martin was walking home, trying to get away from this oppressor, and he stalked him, hunted him down, and then when he got confronted, now he's all of a sudden he's scared.
Sorry, sir, what you said was heavy, because one of the famous so-called quotes that he made was, "They always get away."
They always get away.
That's something related to what you just said.
Ain't it true that our press is always getting away? We've been saying this for years. How the way these oppressors treat us, how the way these oppressors deal with us. Then they was always getting away with it. They was always getting away with it. We think just because them three Edomites down in Georgia got life. Two of them got like life sentence, and one of them got like 35 years. We think that we got justice. What about all the other people, all the other brothers and sisters that was murdered by these oppressors? That was one story. I'm happy that they got sentences like that. I'm glad that happened. But honestly, we wouldn't even known about that because the cops investigated it at first and threw it out. It was like, nah, there's nothing. It was nothing wrong about it. They did nothing wrong. I don't even what happened because after that happened, it was like a 2-month gap where the police so-called investigated it, and then it made national news. There was a gap in that process because the police were not going to move forward with it. How many other cases are we that we do not know about? How about the brother that was over in Colorado, or Aurora, Colorado, who was walking home and he had a mask on? He was killed by the police. And that happened about 2 years ago, something like that. He was anemic, so he was a small brother. He was a kind of a sickly brother who got cold very easily. He had a mask on. He was telling him, even common sense knows, you know what I'm saying? Especially these quote unquote, these police officers who think that they know everything about everything about everybody. You know what I'm saying? You think you know a criminal because you've been around the quote unquote criminal element all your professional life. But when they see this dude walking around, all right, okay, that may be suspicious, but suspicious of who? Is in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? You stop him, you talk to him, he tells you what's going on. You can tell by certain speech patterns how someone is. You know what I mean? You could tell somebody is really not about that life just by having a conversation with them. Especially if you're dealing with I'm a priest and prophet of the I.S.U.P.K. If I'm talking to another person about something I study all the time, 5-minute conversation, I know what type of person they are. Honestly, it really don't even have to be that long. Few words, a back and forth a few times, and I can understand, okay, well, this nigga's a fake Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Or he's really a Christian. Or he really is in there and he really wants to learn more about this. You mean to tell me if you're a cop and you deal with criminals, quote unquote criminals, on a daily basis, and you're supposed to be getting training all the time on the element, you can't tell that this dude is not what you think he is? He is not up to no good. You know what I'm saying? They asked his name, they gave him his name. They could have ran his record and saw it was clean. Just having a conversation. If anybody ever seen the video or heard the dude talking, you know he wasn't about that life. You know he was not about that life. And we didn't even know about this until like a year and a half later. They quote unquote investigated it, and they said, well, these guys were not found to have done anything wrong. Now it got national news, got national attention, and now it was a new investigation. I want to say they got suspended or something like that, pending, or maybe even got fired. You got something?
The brother's name is
Elijah McClain. Exactly. You could just hear it in his voice, like, yo, this dude is not up to no good. Like, come on. We try and get ingratiated with these defenses, stand your ground, and we get 6 years. We get 6 years when we didn't even injure nobody. We didn't even injure nobody. Them devils that killed Breonna Taylor. There was about four cops that was involved. There was only one cop that really got charged of wanton endangerment when he fired a shot that did not hit Breonna Taylor. It went into another person's apartment. You serious? You serious? Someone died over some negligence, some foolery, and they want to charge somebody for not the death that they committed, but the possible injury or death that could have happened because of a stray bullet. We need to come out of this stinking society. We don't get no justice. And it doesn't matter if you're right here in USA, if you're in one of the so-called West countries, or you could be in Russia. It does not matter. Does not matter. Those laws, all these laws of any nation that we're in, even the Caribbean islands, we are led to believe that that's our nation, but no, it's Christian. You know what I'm saying? It's a puppet government. There might be a head that looks like you and me, maybe, but all their moves are pulled and orchestrated by this devil. Let me get that. Let me get that Bible show right behind you. Let me get that, if I could. The people that run the country may look like us, but it's really run by this cat right here. Every country on earth. You know what I'm saying? The Caribbean islands, the Central South America, the heads may look like us, but it's really run by this devil. The water. Get me. Let's start at Deuteronomy 18:9. Did you have some?
Counselor.
What'd you have?
Zechariah 11:5.
Hold on. Let me get there. Let me get there with you. Hold on. Select it. All right. Go ahead.
Come. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Right.
And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
And their own shepherds pity them not. Break that down real quick. What do you think this is saying?
It comes. I was focused on the first line. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Like we are still the possession of the colonizer, the oppressor.
Damn right.
And while we're still in this captivity, they kill us like without any. They just straight kill us. They don't give a damn. They have no regard for the old or the young. And every time they kill us, they always find some type of loophole so they won't get punished. When if we commit the same crime that they do, we'll get the maximum of the law handed down on us when they get none of it. Most of the time.
It's popular to kill niggas and black Hispanics and Native Americans. That's what these laws are for. It's not just popular. That's what these laws are for. They literally get away with murder. Literally get away with murder. Like, why is there in this day and age, really? Why was there a trial of the century? Not even a trial of the century, but a trial with about this devil. I forget that devil's name that was on George Floyd's neck.
Darren Wilson.
Is it Darren Wilson? No, I think Darren Wilson was the one who killed the brother up in New York. Yeah. But this devil, why was there a trial for this devil that was kneeling on his neck? I can understand there'll be a trial for the other police officers. I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? We get to the bottom of it and see what. But the nigga that had his knee on George Floyd's neck for what 8-9 minutes. Why is there a trial when everybody was saying get off him? He's saying he can't breathe. He had life in him as he was saying it, but as time went on, the life just slowly drained from him. Why is there a trial for that? When we've seen over and over and over again, there was plastered on the news, plastered on social media, plastered everywhere. There was protests and riots in the street for weeks and months It's years afterward, after the fact. Why is there a trial on that? You've seen what he did. He refused to get up off his neck. Even when the ambulance came there and they was trying to work on him, he didn't even want to take the cuffs off. Why is there a trial for that? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. When Christ come back, it ain't gonna be no goddamn trial. And if he's still alive when Christ come back and still in jail, then the angel's gonna rip them bars open like it's, you know, like it's nothing. Drag him forth towards the king, and he gonna get his head. There ain't gonna be no trial. Hey, did you do this? Yeah, you okay. I don't mean to be crass, but if anybody ever seen somebody get their head chopped off, that's a sight. That's a sight to see. That is a sight. You had some?
Sir, the president, that heathen's name is Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, Derek Chauvin. That bastard, man. That get me. Where did I say I was going?
We didn't get it.
All right, give me Deuteronomy 18 and 9. Give me Deuteronomy 18 and 9.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
All right, when we come into the land that the Most High given us, right?
Thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. So
he is telling us, preparing us, that when we get into our own land, we weren't supposed to do the crap that we have learned from these other nations, because we was around other nations. As we were moving forward, we was going past other nations, and we seen what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? We know what everybody else is doing. The Most High is telling us not to do that. Don't celebrate Christmas. Don't throw away your woman. Don't do, and we're about to get into exactly some of the things that we have seen. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that marketh his son or his daughter.
That what?
Anyone that marketh his son or his daughter.
Not. Maketh.
Sloppy. Verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination.
All right, so right there, he said we're going through some of the things that we've seen these other nations do. We ain't gonna force our kids to go through the fire. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna force our kids to use divination. What is divination?
I have to look it up.
Go ahead, look it up real quick. He's being very specific, very specific. And if you once we actually see this stuff and understand it, you can see that we're actually doing everything that the Most High has told us not to do. Everything He said don't do. We was hard-headed and stiff-necked and went and did that very thing that He said not to do. You know how you hear about people say, well, don't tell me not to do that because now I want to do it. That's all Israel. That's all Israel. Israel is saying, you know, Most High is telling Israel, do not do this, do not do that. Just look at the state of our people and what we're proud of doing. We're gonna read it, and I'll explain it to you exactly how we're proud of doing this abomination.
Come. Divination, the practice of foreseeing or foretelling future events or discovering hidden knowledge, forbidden to Jews.
So what in the hell is the pastors doing?
Sloppy. These pastors, they
see, now you thought I was gonna say Chloe, Miss Cleo. You thought I was gonna say Miss Cleo or whatnot. Tell me now. Call me now. and I'll tell you for okay, yeah, we're doing that. But really, that was Cap brought this out. That was the Italian mafia doing that. You know what I'm saying? Her purse strings, her strings was controlled by the Italian mafia. But more than that, the Christian church, the pastors, the quote unquote apostles, and they got some weird, funky names. You know what I'm saying? They doing this. What Christ, what the Most High is telling us not to do. But you were saying,
in concert, I'm saying, like they will say, if you give the tithes, then God will bless you. So that's a future thing. You'll get this money, you'll get this house, this car, and all this other frivolous, materialistic things.
Yeah. But to go a step further, they'll say, I know I'm talking to somebody in here. All you got to do is this, and that, and you got that car. I know you've been praying about that car. You've been praying about that job. I'm talking to you. You got that. You know you can do this, or you got it again. Just give me 15%. Pay your 10% and give me an extra 15% when it's all going to that funky pastor, that pimp in the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? Touch your neighbor and tell them, I know God's working in your life. These niggas. Yo, they are straight up practicing divination. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. I'm going to start from the top of verse 10. Verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter pass through the fire, or that use divination, or an observer of times.
An observer of times.
Or an enchanter, or a witch.
And man, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. You know, a lot of times we're looking at this stuff and we're thinking, I don't even know really what we're thinking. We're thinking of something, in the 1600s or something like that. Something that has no meaning to us whatsoever, or has no application in the time of 2022. When really an enchanter, you know what I'm saying, is someone who has like I ain't even gonna call it a mantra. There's if anybody has ever read or has ever been in any kind of like a self-help group or read any self-help books or listened to any of these audios or whatnot, there's one popular one that says, man, what is it? It's like, no matter what, or it's something like, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Some bull crap like that. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to say that to like amp themselves up to get ready to do something. And they'll say this every day in the mirror, or they'll say this a certain number of times a day to make them believe some crap. That's an enchantment. You know what I'm saying? That's an enchantment. Pastors say it all the time. I'm speaking this crap over your life. I am enchanting. I'm what's that? There's them tele evangelists. Send a love gift, a love offering of $79.99, and I'll bless this bottle of water. And I'm gonna send this bottle of water, this holy blessed bottle of water, straight to you, and then you take 10 sips, 10 drops of it every single day until this bottle is empty, and then your life will be totally transformed. If anybody has been up late at night, I don't know what type of channels they do it now, because every time, I don't even really watch regular TV. I stream, you know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be on, that type of stuff. But once upon a time, I used to watch TV, and then late at night they would have these these infomercials, and some of these infomercials will be, you call this number and give a love offering of $83.97. It got to be $83.97 because the number of lashes that crack, some bull crap, you know what I'm saying? Something that they made up. You know what I'm saying? John the Baptist would eat locusts or crickets, and they had 8 legs. So that's a symbol of 8 for John the Baptist. And they'll come up with a whole elaborate story of why you need to send in $83.72, and then you would get this prayed over bottle of water. Crazy. That's what was that? Enchanters. Now witches. Now what in the world's a witch?
A drug dealer.
Drug dealer. A dope boy. You know what I'm saying? That is a drug dealer. That is a witch. You think witches was what according to like nursery tales, what does a witch do?
The witch, first off, is ugly. Second, we'll have the big black kettle pot and just put all types of ingredients and mix it up. And when they give it to somebody, it will cause a spell over the person that they give it to.
Exactly. How do drug dealers make their money? They take some certain herbs and whatever and dry it up or do something to it and give it to you that way, or they put certain herbs and chemicals and cook it and divvy it up and then give it to you. That's exactly what a witch is.
God, sir. Like in the songs, it's like cook it in the kitchen, whip it in the pot.
They telling you what they doing. They telling you that they witches. But we think of some old white woman with a long nose, with a long Amalekite nose, with a big mole on their nose and on their chin, with a long pointed hat, who flies around on a broom and casts spells. That's what we really think of it. When really is that nigga with the skinny jeans that has a belt on it that's below his ass, wearing a purse, and I got like Glock in my purse, but it's not a purse. I got a secret. I'm not from this earth. I used to eat. Man, come on, man. When that's what the drug dealer looks like. That is what the drug dealer looks like. Come on, man. I got a Glock in my purse.
No, we got the skinny chain.
And with the skinny chain, the choker. How could I forget the skinny chain? Man, I don't know how that came to my attention, but that crap came to my attention, and now I can't unsee it. Like, goddamn, like really, nigga. That irks me, man. That irks me. That goddamn skinny chain. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that irks me, but come on, man. Really. Let's keep going.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I know I was joking about mine. At least mine hanging.
Yeah. I saw. I don't even know who it was, but someone was on an interview and they were putting it on, and the crap, like it was choking, like literally choke as he was putting it on, choking him. And I was like, okay, well, I see he had a little slack at the back, and then when he put it on, it didn't even come past the collar of a shirt. Like, why? I understand why, but why? What? Just like what Cap was saying, what will possess you to put on a purse? Do you turn around as you putting on your purse? Do you turn around and you look at this in the mirror and be like, see how your ass look in them? These niggas, man. Yo, man, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work. I'm not 100% sure on how the kingdom will look like, but as much as I want these records to be preserved, when I say these records, I'm talking about these records of the men that's on the corner and I.S.U.P.K that's on the corner. I would love for them to be preserved, but man, I don't want to be in the kingdom and look back and look at how destroyed we really were. We really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. From the music videos to the social media to just regular pictures to cameras and whatnot to the TV shows. Like I said, I don't know how that's going to factor into the kingdom, but man, part of me is like, man, just totally wipe everything and just have, some records where we can read it like, hey, yeah, we was destroyed. But if we see that, like, we can see how disgusting we were right before we went into captivity. And then we cleaned ourselves up while we're in captivity. And then we were, the Most High was able to let us free. But damn, the damn chokers, skinny jeans, with purses and whatnot. How our sisters are dressing. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on. I was telling the story, and this story really can't be told, in class. But I was at the slave, and someone was telling me a story about how they knew someone who was they knew a cop, right? They knew a cop, and they was telling him about one of the most jacked up calls that they got. And as this person was telling me the story, like, she was laughing. And it was a absolutely downright disgusting story. And as the story is going on, I'm just getting madder and madder and madder. I'm just pissed off, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking, as she's laughing, as she's telling the story, I'm thinking, well, the guy who was violating, did they take him out and just stone him? Like, that was my mind. I was like, man, this cat needs to be stoned. You know what I'm saying? He needs to he and his ideology just needs to go away forever. And of course, it was an Edomite. But I'm like, man, is this he wound up? I was like, okay, so I didn't say that because of course she wouldn't have gotten it. But I was like, okay, well, did he get arrested? Did he go to jail? He was like, yeah, he got arrested. He went to jail for 3 years for this disgusting act. But the whole time, I'm like, that is not funny at all. It is not funny at all. And if you want to know that story, just see me after camp or see me after class or something like that. Because I cannot tell that story right here, right now. Yeah, well, just see me. You know what I'm saying? You see me at the Passover. Ask me about the see me at one of the cookouts. Ask me about it. But man, I'm just thinking this dude needs to just take him out and stone him. And I was thinking before the truth, I would have laughed at that story. I still thought it was disgusting, but I would have laughed at it. And then I'm going back to thinking about how I hear stuff and the generals are just like absolutely outraged at some, like when I was young in the truth, just absolutely outraged at something that I might have thought was something slight. You know what I'm saying? Like how things happen in Israel that should never happen, but just happens on a daily basis. Like someone will OD. Unfortunately, that happens all the time. Two sisters fighting over a man. Unfortunately, that happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Someone getting caught sleeping with another man's woman. Unfortunately, that happens all the time. Before the truth, we would talk to each other, and we would hear these stories and we would laugh about it and joke about it. No one is wrong, but we won't be disgusted by it. But when the generals talk about it, when I was young, I mean, they still discuss about it by now. But when I was young in the truth, and I'm hearing these stories, I would say, okay, well, now I know that's wrong, but I wasn't totally disgusted by it. Now, this turns my stomach. It infuriates me about how we can be just so lost, so far gone from what we were, coming out of captivity, having our own kingdom, having the gate guard, the gate shamar, having some other royalty come over and thinking the gate guard was a king. You know what I'm saying? How far have we gone to this right here? And the reason why we done that is because we're doing exactly what the Most High told us not to do. Where we've become witches, we've become enchanters, we become all this stuff, we become charmers. We're doing all this stuff that the Most High is telling us not to do, and there is no wonder why we have sunk to the absolute bottom of society. This is the reason. This is the reason why, because we're attaching ourselves to a people who has no power, who has no moral compass. They absolutely have no moral compass, and we're attaching ourselves to them, thinking that they're God, that they're our power, when it is the furthest from the truth, the furthest from the truth. Let's get it. Let's get a little more.
Come. Verse 11. Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits.
No, that's a Chloe. That's a Chloe right there. You know what I'm saying? Cleo, not Chloe. Cleo. That's a Miss Cleo. And we still got people like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? About the people the people who believe in the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And burn sage and name of their ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Rubbing crystals on themselves. Let's keep going.
Come. Or a wizard, or a necromancer.
Right? We're doing all this disgusting, nasty stuff. All of it. Let's keep going.
Come. Verse 12. For all that do these things are an abomination.
All that do these things are an abomination. And we're doing every last one of this crap. Unfortunately, we're doing every last one of this crap. And how does the Most High think of it? How does the Most High think of it?
And all that do these things are an abomination.
So he sees us, we're doing it. He believes that we're an abomination. Our power, who says that we are his favorites, we've become abominations unto the Most High because we're doing this crap. And this crap is joining ourselves to this. We didn't learn to do this. It wasn't a figment of our imagination. We didn't, all of a sudden just decided to do all this, be whores. You know what I'm saying? Be drug dealers, be pimps, be prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't our thing. We learned that from another nation. We learned that from other nations. We learned that from our oppressors, our slave masters. That's where we learned it from. We was the only ones that just made it popular. They put a shining light on the things that we did that we learned from them. And they tell us we're bad, we're disgusting, we're rotten. When we learned that from these evil, disgusting, rotten bastards, they came out of the figment of their imagination. They are the creators of all this nonsense, all this crap. The Most High told us not to do any of this. And because we are doing it, we sunk to the bottom. Right? Let's keep going.
Come. Verse 12 again. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee.
So if the Most High is driving us out before him, we're in a dark place. Just like right now. Just think of Job, how the Most High told Satan to go and test Job, and he said I couldn't do it because you got a hedge of protection around him. You know what I'm saying? So he said, well, I'll take my hedge of protection off. Now do your worst, except you can't kill him. Right? We're doing these. The Most High is driving us away. We're driving ourselves. We're turning our backs to the Most High. And because we're turning our backs to the Most High, he's turning his back on us. And he's allowing Satan to come in and do all this, you know, and allow all this poverty, all this oppression, all this sickness, all this illness, both physically and mentally, all this starvation, all this want of all things. He's allowing Satan to come in and do all this. Why? Because we turn our backs on him first. You don't want the Most High to turn his back on you. We're trying to get the Most High to remember his covenants that he had with us by keeping the covenants that he had with us. That's how he's gonna then send Christ back and bring us up out of this oppression. Did you have something or no? No?
I was just thinking to myself, sir, I don't want to jump the gun.
What'd you have?
Deuteronomy 28:15.
Hold on. Yeah, let's finish this out.
Come on. Verse 13. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God.
Hold on. He said what?
Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God.
I guess Christians don't read this Bible. Christians don't read this Bible. They're telling us to be perfect. Perfect. Why would the Most High tell us to be something if we can't? Right. If there's no possible way to do it. There is a way to do it. Christians just don't want to give up their lust. They don't want to give up that sin that makes them feel, or them sins that make them feel good. So therefore, Christians can never be perfect. If you're a Christian, you will never be perfect, ever. Why? Because you believe that you can do anything under the sun and pray over it or pray about it, and then the Most High will forgive you and allow you to do that same disgusting, rotten, evil thing again. No. That's why if you are a Christian, you will never be perfect. You don't even know what a sin is. Break that down. You don't even know what a sin is. You think just being a good person. You don't even, well, what is a good person? You can't even quantify that. You can't even define that. Brittany Griner thought she was a good person. She thought she was obeying the laws. She probably was obeying the laws of America in Russia, which gets her 9.5 years of hard labor. You know what they're doing? It's lucky. It's not funny. But they putting that prisoner to work. They're putting that prisoner to work. You know what they're offering up to her?
God, they're offering her a little bit of free time so she could train Russians to play basketball.
Ain't that a goddamn shame? Like, you put me in here, you dirty rotten bastards. And you know what? She's probably gonna take that. She might reject it at first, but when she's out there breaking big rocks into little smaller rocks, she's gonna be like, man, F this. Let me teach these other Ruskies how to play basketball. She might reject it at first, but she's gonna be wearing her whatever jumpsuit. I don't know what color they got on over there, and she's gonna go out and tap dance because Master said tap dance, or we're gonna make it difficult for you, even more difficult for you. This is what we get when we think that we're a part of this stinking culture, this society, this age in society. We learn very quickly that this ain't for us. That all these laws are made to protect the oppressor from us. Now, I ain't gonna say from us, to protect the oppressor so that they can do whatever the hell they want to us. He gave it, what, 9.5 years for some CBD oil?
It was hashish oil.
What's the difference? I don't know the difference. Is there a difference?
Yeah, it comes to the hashish oil has THC in it.
And the CBD doesn't?
No, so CBD is the chemical compound that is in marijuana, but it's mostly for like relaxation. Like the athletes use that most of the time. When they work out, that's the chemical that does not get you high. The THC is the chemical that does get you high.
Okay. So hold on. So CBD has the chemical, or doesn't have the chemical to make you high, but has a relaxation component to it.
Constant.
And the THC is the chemical that's supposed to, get you high.
Constant.
And the CBD oil doesn't have that THC, but the hashish does.
Constant, because the hashish oil is made from the scraps of the marijuana flower. Like you'll buy the bud and like the stems and all that other stuff, the trash, that's processed, and then you can get the last little bit of THC out of that, which is hashish.
Okay. So she had the component that would make you high.
Constant, like a bootleg weed.
Okay. And that was in her smoking pen, her vape pen. And they say, well, I guess according to their laws, they gave her 9.5 years for that.
Concert. And in comparison, right there in Russia, an Edomite, she was caught with like 17 grams of straight bud. They gave her probation.
And they gave her that. I was going to bring that up. Brittany Griner had a component that gets you high, and this Edomite, 19-year-old Edomite, right? Yeah, teenager had the real deal, and only got probation. And got to go home. Like I said, these laws that you think that you want to fight so much for, be so proud of voting for someone who doesn't care about you, absolutely doesn't care about you. And Joe Biden, part of his platform was part of his platform and his administration is he's supposed to be putting a lot of women in positions of power. That's his whole, everybody has a certain like agenda that they want to go forth with. Like Obama dealt with two things. One was, his quote unquote healthcare initiative, and the other one was gay rights, right? What's his name? Trump. I don't know what the hell white people. That was his agenda. The oppressor. That was his agenda. But Biden, his thing was to put women in high places, put women in, empower women more. There is a woman, albeit she wants to be a man, but there's a woman who has some fame and notoriety, who probably campaigned for you. Not probably, she definitely did. And when I say campaign, I'm not talking about she was on the phone down people. She put out something, said, hey, I'm voting for Biden. Or she put out something, said, hey, we need to get this orange person out. So you need to do this. Probably says, well, shucks, man. So I is black. So I best vote for you. She voted for you. You are your whole administration is geared towards empowering women. Empower this woman and get her out of jail. Get her out of jail. Do what you can. But he's not going to do that because he doesn't just like he says he wouldn't send his kid to a jungle to school. He considers you an animal and a beast. He doesn't consider you a woman. He considers Kamala Harris less than. I don't know if you noticed, But even Kamala Harris has came out and said after the election, the administration has frozen me out. I don't have any power. I'm just a puppet head. And this is the niggas y'all voted for. He is the reason the school to prison pipeline existed. Those two crime bills, 92 and then 95, those two crime bills, he was the author of them. And then he has the nerve to say, if you ain't black, if you vote for me, if you don't vote for me, the nerve. This man, these oppressors got some nerve.
Yeah, concert. He is the reason why a whole lot of black and Hispanic families are broken up because of the bill that he passed, giving the mandatory maximum for crack.
Mandatory minimum.
Mandatory minimum?
Yeah. He's saying if you have certain if you have crack, the mandatory amount of time, minimum time was like 10 years or something like that. It was some stupid, ridiculous number. It may not be 10 years, but it was a mandatory minimum saying, hey, you need to, if you have this, minimum amount of time is this. So it wasn't a math, it was a mandatory minimum. So if you didn't matter what you did, if you had this on you, you're going to get that time. Yeah. And that's what kept black men and women in jail for extended period of time. When the white the oppressor counterpart who had the same thing it was not applied to them.
Yeah, Slakia for wording it wrong. I had the wrong terminology, but Dwada for clearing it up. How come his son isn't locked up and his son is on video all over the internet smoking crack and having hoes, prostitutes?
He's smoking crack.
His son had 20-something grams on the scale.
Was it crack or coke?
Crack.
It was crack.
It was rocked up.
It was rock.
Boulder.
I knew his son was on drugs. I didn't know I know he was a crackhead. Man, get Judge Joe not Joe Brown, but what's his name? Judge Mathis. You a crackhead. Yeah. I know. I see a crackhead when I see you. Yeah, you a crackhead, ain't you? See, I smell it on you. You walk in here, I see you a crackhead. I said to myself, this crackhead coming in here, you a crack. Let's watch one of his episodes when a crackhead come. He gonna say crackhead about 50 times. This crackhead, don't play with me. I know crackheads when I see him. You a crackhead. Get Mathis on him. Right. Send him in Judge Mathis's court. You know what I'm saying? And I see, even if he was, that would probably be the worst penalty he'll get, because he ain't gonna give him no goddamn time. He'll just call him a crackhead on national TV about 50 times, and that's about it. That's about it. Unfortunately, if you get to those positions of power without a real moral compass, and when I say a real moral compass, you don't have a moral compass unless you come up on the Commander General Yahanna. Right. I thought I had a moral compass. When I came up in here in the I.S.U.P.K, I realized that was way off. I thought I had, I was one of them honorable niggas. I was messed up. And then when I came in here, I actually learned up under, true men of the Lord. I learned what a real moral compass is all about. I learned that a song called, or a nickname called Mr. Steal Girl is absolutely disgusting and infuriating. If I said it properly, but you know what I'm talking about. That stuff made me mad. Or how about songs about getting high? You know what I'm saying? Percocet, Molly Percocet. Sip, sipping on some sister. Like, come on, really? We're making witches, popular. F&F. We're making whores popular. Why are we doing this stuff?
WAP.
Yeah, I was so mad that them bastards made that song And then I heard when it first came out and the first drop, I'm like, damn, man, this. I'm like, God damn, why am I shaking my head? Them bastards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, I'm rocking to the beat, but I'm like, even like the hook, there's them whores. Like, why are we singing that? Why are we popularizing that? I know I got some ways to go. Now I just admit it. I got some ways to go because the words absolutely the lyrics to the song is absolutely disgusting. I hate the lyrics to the song. But that beat. That beat. Yeah, exactly. Take there's some whores in this house out and just have the beat, you know what I'm saying? And I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Have one of the UPK brothers go over it, and then you know it could be righteous. But right now, it'll always be a disgusting song. It'll always be a disgusting song, and I hate that I like that goddamn beat. I hate that part. So I can't. Where are we?
Verse 14, sir.
Yeah, verse 14.
Come. Verse 14. For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observers of times, and unto diviners. But as for thee,
okay, these nations do all this crap, but as for us, right?
Come. The Lord thy God hath not suffered thee so to do so. Look, Slocket, hath not suffered thee so to do.
So he's saying, I'm your Huckleberry. You do this stuff and see what's gonna happen. Do this stuff and see what's gonna happen. Drop that. Get me Revelations 18 and 4.
Counselor, Slocket, if I may.
What's up?
In verse 14. Which thou shalt possess. Before these nations which thou shalt possess. The Most High is saying that we will be in rulership and all these other nations will be under us.
Exactly. All these nations are going to be under us. That's how the Most High create. That's how the Most High designed this. All of this is by design. Even us being destroyed, we have to be. Unfortunately, because the scripture says we're a stiff-necked people. We have to be grounded down into dust so that the Most High can so that the Most High can build us back up. The Most High has said that He loves a broken and contrite spirit. You know that whole new money thing. Really, it kind of, I ain't gonna say it comes from us, but we embody that notion. You know what I'm saying? That new money thing, when you actually get some money or you get into a higher class, a higher tax bracket, you know what I'm saying? You feeling yourself, you think your crap don't stink. When you forgot where you came from, you know, you was on WIC, you was on food stamps or whatnot, you was on Section 8, and you now that you got a little bit of money, now that you could pay your rent on time, or maybe even now you got a mortgage and you looking down on the brothers and sisters in a position that where you had just come from. Now the Most High is gonna have to break you again, and the Most High is gonna have to break us to a point that we will never forget where we had came from, where we had days where we only ate maybe once, or we can barely feed our kids, or we didn't know if we could have enough money for the rent. We might get evicted. We're avoiding the landlord, the leasing office. You know what I'm saying? We avoiding that. Hiding our cars because they might repo our cars. You know what I'm saying? We cannot forget that. The Most High, and this is a captivity where the Most High has broken us down so much that we will never forget this. We will never forget this. This is the last time we're gonna be in captivity like this ever again. Right? Let's get this. You got something?
18, 14?
Revelation 18 and 4.
18. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people.
So he's saying, come out of her, my people. We need to come up out of the ideology of our oppressor. Why? Because we are going to be still in hell. You think Brittany Griner would have thought that she would have been locked up in a prison for a Russian prison for 9 years? She was an NBA superstar, a WNBA superstar who at one point in time was trying to petition the NBA to play in the NBA. And this was when she was coming out of college. She was a big thing. And now she's locked up in, a Russian jail, being exploited. I'm not saying if we wasn't at war with Russia, she still wouldn't have gotten those 9 years. But still, why even put yourself in that position? Why? Most High is telling us to come out of come out of her. When I say come out of her, to come out of these ideologies of our oppressor. The sister who stood her ground and tried to protect herself, she wound up getting 6 years. Her life, turned upside down. She tried to turn to the oppressor for some protection. She didn't get it. What she wound up getting was she wound up getting screwed by a society who she put faith in. Instead of putting your faith in this kingdom, put your faith in Christ, the Most High in Christ, and come into the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? Here you will get the guidance and you will get the protection. This is the protection that the Most High has set forth for the world. Right here, I.S.U.P.K. Throw away the vain philosophies that the oppressor has out here right now for us, because the only thing that is out there for us in this society is death. We got you. It is in a way of prison, whether you're in this country or another. It's in a way of death slowly by being a drug addict, alcoholic, or a disease, some disease from being promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? Death is out here if you choose, and that's according to the Most High. Death is out here if you choose to buck against the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. There is death on the way. Some may come fast in the form of a bullet. Some may come slow in the form of AIDS or 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? Out there is death. Right here is life. The Most High gave really. Someone broke this down to me. They say that Most High gave us free choice. Most High did not give us free choice. What kind of choice is it to obey or die? Is that really a choice? And then you're gonna come back and you're gonna get that choice again: obey or die. And then you choose. You gonna keep choosing death? Okay, he's gonna break you down until you choose life. He's demanding obedience. The Most High is demanding obedience. So really, it's not a choice. You're gonna choose death. You're gonna die. You're gonna come back, but this time you're gonna come back. It might take it easier, and you might come back poor, right? All right, you might be able to get out of scrape out of poverty. All right, okay. Well, now you're gonna come back with some affliction. You know what I'm saying? One leg is shorter than the other. Or you'll come back with some mental defect where you're gonna have to trust somebody to live. You know what I'm saying? I saw this one thing where this little girl heart was she was born with a heart outside the chest. Like goddamn, like she was a little girl. She lifted up a shirt and you just see, or even with the shirt on, you just see the heart pumping. Imagine that. Imagine that. You can't really, enjoy life. Like really. Just her skin is covering her heart.
It's not good. That's like she's gonna have to live in a bubble. Like any force can cause her heart to stop.
Yeah.
Damages anything. She's like super duper sensitive to the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Just think about it. Your heart is underneath your rib cage and is underneath some tissue. And then you got the epidermis, you got the skin. So it has a couple layers of protection. This one didn't have no protection. She had some skin. Imagine coming back like that. Because why? Because you choose not to. Because you can't put down weed. Imagine that happening to your kid. You excited, you about to have a kid, and this is your outcome because you decided you didn't want to stop popping whores, because you decided you didn't want to stop selling drugs, because you decided you want to celebrate Christmas. You think something as small as celebrating Christmas is small, or something celebrating birthday is small, or just eating going to crab boils. That. Some people think that hey, that's a small thing, but to some people it is a small thing. But psychologically, that demon has a real hold on them. They live and die for this goddamn seafood, unlawful seafood. Imagine you passing on a curse because you can't stop eating crabs. You gotta have that lobster. You gotta celebrate your woman's birthday. You got it, really? You have to? Okay. The next kid that you have, or even your grandbaby. How about that? You think you escaped, and your grandkid is has the heart born out of their chest. There was a prophecy that happened with David. David committed adultery and slept with another man's woman and then had him murdered. There was a prophecy that said that that someone's going to take his wives and sleep with them in front of everybody, and the sword will not depart from him all the days of his life. That was very early. That prophecy was given to him very early on in David's reign. The part where later on his son raped his daughter, and then his other son killed that son. He didn't even have them kids yet when that prophecy was delivered. Him having been an old age, his son slept with his ribs in front of everybody. So just because you think that something's not happening to you right then and there, even though you wasn't supposed to be doing that thing, that whatever that thing is, you wasn't supposed to be doing it, and something hasn't happened to you for a day, a week, a year, a decade. Don't think that the Most High God, forgot about it. It's going to come. And David, I don't even think he didn't do anything else afterwards. All of that happened from that act, from that consequence. You know what I'm saying? All of that happened. And his best friend and his most trusted advisor killed his son when he didn't want his son to be harmed or touched. So don't think you're gonna get away with something that because the Most High God's memory is very long. Read that again one more time.
Come. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
So we be not partakers of her sins. So the reason why we got to come out from her, we got to separate ourselves from this beast. Drop that. Give me Zephaniah 2:1. The reason why we got to do that is because we so that we will not be partakers of her sin, so that we will not become lesbians, homosexuals, and lesbians, so that we will not become drug addicted. You know what I'm saying? So that because of that, because of that, we got situations that Brittany Griner is in. She's in a country that she does not speak the language, and she is in prison in a country that does not speak the language. That is not her own. Or let me take that back, because this country is not her own either. She is in a country that she is not familiar with, that she was not born and raised in. It might have been just a little bit easier, a little less stressful, just a small amount if she was in prison in the U.S. Now her wife can't even come and visit her. They don't, and honestly, they don't even like lesbian. They don't like homosexuals over there. They openly tell you, hey, and they do some wild stuff. When y'all see me, ask me some stories about Russia. I got some stories about you. I just can't share right here. It's not appropriate for for this medium. But give me what you got.
Come. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We need to gather ourselves together. He said it twice. The reason why I say it twice is because no one wants us. No one wants Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They try and keep the so-called Latino tribes out of their own land and lock their kids up in cages so that they can be sex trafficked later on. Lock the kids up and then send the parents back. They lock up or round up. They rounded up all of our Native American brothers and sisters and put them on concentration camps that they deemed reservations because they hate us. They hate our people. This is their land. How would you feel, or how would it be if you went to Japan and you never see no Japanese people? You went to China, you never see no Chinese people. You went to India and never see no Indian people. You would say something is wrong. Why is all these other people here, but except the original? Where is the original people? You would say that's weird, right? Well, ain't it weird? We live in America, but how many times have you actually seen the natives of this land? Come on, man. Come on. The Most High is telling us we need to separate from this kingdom so that we don't be partakers in her sins, and we won't be partakers in the judgments. We won't be having COVID. We won't be having monkeypox. Now they're giving it to dogs. They're giving it to dogs. You understand? That's just like there's a precept where the Most High killed all the firstborn of the land. The angel of death, the Passover. You know what I'm saying? You think the animals was spared from that? No. Apparently the animals ain't spared from this either. Right. The damn dog Spot got spots. They giving the dogs monkeypox. If this ain't biblical, man, I don't understand how you don't see this ain't biblical. We need to separate from our oppressor so that we don't get none of this stuff here.
Like, sir, not only that the firstborn of all the animals died.
That's what, yeah.
The animals caught the boils too.
Come on, man. Come on, the animals caught the boils too? You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. And these niggas thinking they get trying to give the Simpsons all the credit for it. They're saying the Simpsons predicted this stuff. No, nigga. Christ predicted this. The Most High predicted all this stuff. He's telling us what is going to happen. The dogs are getting monkeypox now. The dogs and back in Egypt were not spared from the death angel. There's going to be another Passover. There is going to be another Passover. Lord allow, the angel of death will pass over me. Lord allow, I am working night and day to make my election sure, so that I won't be on that other side. You know what I'm saying? And in order for us to do that, in order for us, all of us to do that, we have to come in line. Follow what Commander General Yahanna has put out. And it's putting out every day. And with that, I pass the class to the priest and officer of God. Come on.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The memorial of blowing of trumpets, the first day of the 7th month, Sunday, the 25th of September, 2022. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 through 25. Remind Akim and Akwakim to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K. events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he used to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, I say Imadium, which means sustain. Men of Israel will give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imadium Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Barakatah, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Barakatah, Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.